I think you know who those two guys in that screen is right now. Alex Olesinski and Prince Ali joining us, the two seniors on the UCLA basketball program, guys that devoted so much of their heart into the program for so many years. Alex and Prince, thanks for coming on, man. How are you guys holding up right now, being all quarantined and stuff?
Thank you for the invite, man. I mean, Alex can attest to this. We've been sitting around. We'll work out when we can, but we holding up just like everybody else.
Yeah, like Prince said, same thing. I mean, at first, I think it was more difficult, but I guess once you get a little bit of a routine, it gets easier. But then you're like, how much longer can I do this for? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So what?
I was going to say, I spoke with Jalen Hands earlier, and Prince, Jalen says he's a better 2K player than you. Your response is?
Our response is he's lying. No, that's my guy. He's not better than me at 2K. He knows that. I've overall won more games than him. Alex has seen it.
But there is a story.
He was telling me about this story.
There's a story out here that I have to verify. No.
It's verified.
No.
Jay Hands will verify.
Let me say the story, man. I had a friend who I had to go outside and talk to real quick. And that summer, Westwood in the summer is hot, man. It's very hot. So that summer, we would have ACs plugged in each room because the apartments in Westwood they're old. So we'll have AC plugged in each room, and the power would go out all the time. So we was playing a game of 2K, and he was winning. Yeah, he was winning. I went downstairs real quick, and the power happened to turn off coincidentally. And they ran with this story for the past 2-3 years. And I went downstairs and turned the power off.
Let me tell you from our perspective.
Yeah.
They played a couple games, and Prince was being the all-time Lakers or something.
Oh, of course.
And Jay Hands was a regular team, and Jay Hands was winning. It was the beginning of the fourth or end of the third quarter.
Okay.
So Prince was like, "Yo, my man's calling me. I gotta go pick him up. He's coming here. He's coming." All right. Next thing you know, the power goes out, but then it gets turned back on. Someone flipped it on and flipped it off. So we were like, "Yo, Prince!" So we ran out there. And Prince is acting like he's on the phone. He starts laughing.
And
we're like, bro, we know what you did. He's like, oh, you think I ran over here, turned off the power, and just stood right here? We're like, that's exactly what you did.
Never happened.
And so that's what man's never showed up. The guy that he was coming to go get outside never came.
Yeah.
What a coincidence that is, Prince.
Yeah, it looked bad on my end, but it didn't happen. It's all good, though.
Oh, my gosh. So you guys are – and what about staying in shape and, like you said, playing some basketball? What are you doing to keep your bodies right?
There is no basketball being played at the moment. Everything is closed. But you could get into Drake. So you can go out there and socially distance while working out. They sent us some bands. Shout out to UCLA. They sent us some workout equipment. So you can work with that. So, yeah, that's pretty much all we can really do. I mean, you could go for jogs.
Yeah. Got to be creative out here.
You got to really be creative.
Yeah. Have you guys been creative and done some home workouts, or what kind of stuff are you doing in home?
Yeah, I really wanted to do curls one day, so I got a bunch of books, and I put them in a bucket. I was able to do some curls. That's the most creative thing I've done.
I mean, I've just, Rumble, the little boxing studio, whatever. They have, and at-home workouts, little Instagram live things. So I've done a couple of those. But, yeah, just a lot of push-ups, a lot of, abs that don't require equipment.
Sure. What's next for you guys? What do you want to do with the basketball game, and how do you want to keep it going in your lives?
So, actually, I was really considering going overseas, this summer. But I talked to my agent about, after everything happened, and I told them, I'm not gonna you don't know what's gonna happen with the leagues over there and everything's quarantined or everyone's locked down. So I told them we're gonna delay it till at least next spring and see what happens. That's just kind of where I'm at right now.
Sure.
I'm pretty much in the same boat. I've spoken with a few agents, and I haven't like signed anything yet, but I've spoken with a few, and I'm just really waiting to see like what's going on with this coronavirus and just seeing how it impacts everything.
Yeah. It's been a couple weeks since we last saw you guys playing on the court, and it was a premature ending of the season. It was abrupt. And how have you guys, both as the lone seniors, comprehended how things ended and just stomaching that now that it's been a couple weeks since then?
I mean, it was interesting how it all happened. The NBA canceled the night before. College canceled. So, I mean, everybody was kind of expecting it. But still, I mean, it was an interesting situation. It's unfortunate because we were going on a nice little run too. I mean, I think we would have made the tournament, and we was probably one of the hottest teams in the country at the time. So it would have been interesting to see how far we'd have been able to go. So that's where you look back and like, damn, I really wonder what would have happened. So, I mean, life goes on. You got to move on with life. So, I mean, it was tough then, and we'll think about it probably for a while. But
I mean, I don't have much to add. Like, it's not just I feel every senior across the country is going through the same thing. So it's like, like you can control what you can control, and this is something we have no control over. It just kind of sucks for me and Prince. Like, we're never going to put a UCLA jersey on again. Kind of crazy to think about. We've been here it's our 5th year, so it's kind of wild. But yeah, like Prince said, life goes on.
When did you first, both of you guys, think that maybe the season would be in jeopardy of finishing? Like, when was the first sign that you guys thought, man, I don't know, like I the way things are turning, it might be turn to something where we can't finish? When did that first come into your minds, both of you?
The NBA got canceled.
Yeah, we were at strip steak at the restaurant in the Delano.
Yeah. Well, I think Stanford had lost.
Stanford lost to Cal.
And we were watching film that night, and I was like, man, we are not playing this game tomorrow. That was in my head the whole time.
Yeah.
And then when we woke up the next morning, actually the first thing I saw, I think, I want to say one of the conferences on the East Coast canceled their tournament.
ACC, I think.
And then every conference started canceling, and I was like, oh, it's over. And then we got off the plane, so now we're going on our plane, and we landed in LA, and then everything was canceled. So it was like, okay, it happens within like a day. That's what made it so crazy. Like, it happened in one day.
Yeah. So there's a total domino effect. How did Coach break the news to you guys when you all got together as a team and reality set in?
I mean, he didn't have to break anything. We all already knew. So it was just like, this is unfortunate, but you got to stand tall on it and just, got to thug it out pretty much.
You guys think about, all the years you've been at UCLA, and I think like in a alternative universe, if there was a way that you guys could get that extra year of eligibility since you didn't quite get to finish that year, what would your thoughts be on that? Because like you said, you guys were beginning to really flourish. You called the team dominant, which it was, and I thought it was going to make a deep push into the NCAA tournament.
What you think?
So, I mean, I get it. The end is unfortunate, but for us, like, we played most of our season. I just feel bad for sports that really didn't get a chance. Like, even like gymnastics, they were basically through half their season. Like, we have 2 weeks, or 3 weeks left. So we played a majority of our season. So I don't think it would be fair, honestly. I don't want to speak on behalf of all seniors, but like, we had our chance. But
me personally, a 6th year, nah. I love UCLA. I love the school. I love everything about it. But no, not a 6th year.
I think about where you guys were mid-season, even 8 and 9 at one point. And I recall during a post-game interview when Mick Cronin was asked about the chances of making the NCAA tournament at that point, and he never ruled it out. And he said, we're pushing for our seniors. We want to finish this season well for them. And he attributed that to you guys. And then to see how the season unfolded the way it did, and how, like you said, we all thought you were in. You deserve to be in the tournament. There's no question about that at all. How did that all unfold for you? From 8-9, trying to figure out what's going on, and then to the magic you guys seemingly put together at the end of the year.
Well, like he did honestly like reiterate like a lot of times when things were rough to do it for the seniors, which I thought was pretty cool honestly, because like he understood. But I guess the turning point was we lost to Cal State Fullerton, and that was one of the hardest weeks of practice.
That was the turning point. The turning point was Stanford. After we lost to Stanford.
After Oregon, actually.
But no, because Stanford when we went under 500.
Oh, yeah.
That was the turning point. That was the turning point right there. I mean, we didn't go on a 1,000,000-game winning streak there, but that was the turning point for sure. Cal State Fullerton was bad. We came back, we beat Washington.
That was the hardest practice.
Then we lost
to Washington State.
We lost to we beat Washington. We lost to Washington State.
And SC.
And after we lost to SC, that was probably Stanford was it. That was a turning point. That's when we went under 500. So that was a turning point for sure.
So what was that practice like after the Stanford game? The next practice?
I don't think we're allowed to speak about that, man. I'm just it was crazy, man. Yeah. It was like, Coach Cronin, he has like a reputation for being hard-nosed, which he is. But I feel like the switch really flipped after we went under 500. Really? I feel like that's when it really got crazy. I mean, after Cal State Fullerton was like, after Hofstra was our first time seeing him like that. Sure. After Cal State Fullerton was crazy, but after Stanford it turned into something totally different in my opinion.
Everybody wants to know when that turning point was, and it sounds like the wake-up call came after the Stanford game. Yeah, but when did you two realize that this team was a lot better than 8-9, and you had the fuel to make a late push?
I mean, I thought we were good throughout. We just couldn't figure it out. But I'd say that when we beat Colorado at home, that was like our first signature win, I guess you say. And that's when we really started just to we got more confidence and started playing together. And
probably Arizona was big. At Tucson, that was big.
Yeah,
that was super big because they hadn't lost there in a while.
Well, that's it, man. What a game that was for sure. And how would you say this year? Obviously, the coaching changed, but how was this year different for you guys than the other years you were at UCLA? What makes it unique?
I mean, you see things when you've been here for so long. You see things what they really are, in my opinion. So, I feel like both of us was kind of seeing things from a bird's view from day one.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just different when you've been around a while. Experience is really a thing. When I first got here, I wasn't a big believer in experience, but my 5th year, I could see what everybody was speaking on. So that was my biggest difference. I don't know about him.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. Just kind of. I mean, obviously the difference was the coaching staff too. We just had a completely different coaching staff. The way things were run, the way things they focused on and didn't, and it was a little different. But I don't know. I don't really want to compare them to the other seasons. Sure. I appreciated every season I had at UCLA. I thought they were great. So yeah, it's just different coaching staff, different philosophies.
Different philosophies, different coaching staffs, and you finish out your season with Mick Cronin and
I guess the difference is we didn't get to finish.
yeah, exactly. And
we finished on L. We lost SC.
Oh, we lost SC. I'm tripping. Yeah, never mind. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah, but you guys went on that flight to Vegas, thinking even at that point that you were going to able to get some revenge after the loss to USC.
Definitely. Yeah, the way it ended was that was different, man. I mean, this is gonna go down as one of the craziest things probably ever. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that was crazy, man. I always remember where I was when I found out, what I was thinking. It's just something I always remember. So this is crazy, man. This is insane, especially what it's grown to be. Because at the time I didn't think it was that serious at the time, and then they started canceling everything, and I was like, wow, this is a big deal.
What have both of you learned over the course of your time at UCLA? What makes both of you changed men? Looking back now, as you've said, from that bird eye experience, now that you have wrapped up your eligibility.
One thing I've like learned, I guess, is just, I would say like this applies to just like business world and career wise after, just like how valuable connections are.
Yes.
I would say that was one of the biggest things, and like just taking advantage of getting to know different kinds of people. Don't staying in your bubble. Just venturing out and doing different things, being open-minded, you know.
Yeah. Kind of the longer I stayed, the longer I realized, like, whatever it is that, I mean, most people who play at UCLA primarily, like, their goal in sight is the NBA. That's just what it is. But, I mean, you learn as years go on that whatever you want to do secondary, there's somebody sitting courtside or sideline that can help you with that. So you learn to just make those connections, of course.
My final question for both of you guys is, once your basketball careers are wrapped up, what's next? What do you want to do with your lives? Still be a part of the game in one way or another, or how does that sit with you?
Yeah, I don't know what Alex wants to do, but I want to get into the entertainment industry. So that's something I've always wanted to do, like since I was younger. So that's something that I'm pushing toward.
But Prince, how good of a? I hear you're a pretty good singer.
No. Nah, man, I wouldn't do the music aspect of things. I wouldn't be the performer. I'll be behind the scenes now.
You'd be a producer or something?
Yeah, he was a good writer.
I could write a little bit. So, yeah, I do things like that. So I love to be in the entertainment industry.
Sure.
Films, music, all of it.
Totally. You will get there. What about you, Alex?
Yeah, I really want to get into finances, investing, that power. So, yeah, just trying to talk to some people, just brush up on some things, learn some things. That's kind of what I want to do.
Well, you guys are right in touch with an incredible network. As you said, UCLA is. You are in good hands for the rest of your lives, given you are UCLA Bruins. Prince Ollie, Alex Olesinski, thank you so much, guys, for doing this. And let's check in again. And glad to hear you guys are staying safe and doing well.
Yeah, thank you for having us, man.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, guys.
Be safe, man.